What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, another special episode of the regular podcast. My name is Omar. Next to me are my beautiful co-hosts, Max, Earl, and Jay. Guys, we're getting deep into the finals here. It's getting a little confusing. At first, Indiana led the series. Now Oklahoma City leads the series. Boys, to top it off, ultimately, going into the series, I want to go back a little bit. Essentially, what I'm trying to see is our predictions and then what's currently going on right now. So I'll go first because mine is pretty much the easiest. I really thought Indiana was going to get swept. So, yeah.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen at all. We move on. We move
on. I guess I can go. I had Indiana in 7. And you know what? I'm going to stand on it. Let's ball. Let's dance.
All right.
Let's dance.
All right.
What do I have to lose? Either
Nothing.
They lose next game, they go
maybe
home.
some money.
Or, wait, what's next game's game 6, right? Or game 5? I forget.
6.
Game 6.
Yeah. I got one. I just got to survive one more game. Bet. Look, let me walk with me,
guys. OKT or Indiana 7, sorry.
Indiana in 7. Walk with me, guys.
Look. Okay, so they got to win 2 games.
Walk with me, guys.
All right, I'm walking.
Tyrese Halliburton doesn't play tomorrow, right? Aaron Nesmith, 28 points. Andrew Nembhard,
that's a big
18 points. Pascal Siakam, 29 points. Absolute masterclass. TJ McConnell, oh my goodness, double-double for TJ McConnell. 15 and 12 assists. Boom. They shocked the Thunder. They forced a game 7. And then all of a sudden, Tyrese Halliburton's in the back. Through the power of friendship, his leg feels better. He's like, you know what? I'm going out there and giving it my all for game 7. They go to Oklahoma City and they disappoint every single Oklahomian fan in attendance and take game 7 on the road and win their first NBA championship. That's my prediction.
Okay. What a prediction, man.
What a prediction.
What would that payoff be if you parlayed all that, Earl? I need you to put down that parlay right now.
Honestly,
live on the show.
Since I can't do it, like I can't do this game, boo, this game, that the game, blah, blah, blah. But maybe I'll throw something on the grill. You never know.
I need you to put some money on that TJ McConnell double.
Oh, you know what? I'm putting it. Shout out to Novik, official sponsor of
TJ has pulling up the
I
points.
will be putting in a TJ McConnell double parlay and stand on business. We ball.
It only what's it called? It's only if Tyrese doesn't play. I feel like that's where it comes in.
I still think if he does,
I had OKC in 5, man. That's dead.
I think they win in 6. That's still a good prediction.
OKC in 6 is cooking though.
I mean, if OKC just hadn't sold game 1, then it would be over right now.
Literally, game 1 was like the end of the OKC in 5 talk. Like they killed that take in game 1.
Yeah.
But I do like it in 6. I think it's over tomorrow. Unfortunately, I want more basketball. But if Halliburton does not play, they get beat by 45. So
is that a legit possibility that he doesn't play?
I saw him warming up today. He looks completely fine.
Yeah, I think
he was just really bad last game.
I'm sure the leg was bothering him. I would be shocked. I'm not saying he would have dropped 30 or anything, but I don't think he ends with 0 field goals. If not for I think the leg definitely inhibited him from probably being more aggressive. He probably was just saying, like, I'm not at 100%. I'm not going to be aggressive this game. I'm just going to set my teammates up, which is cool. But at some point, I think there was a time where they needed him to be more aggressive.
Yeah, like TJ McConnell was sat in that game for no reason at a point. Like Halliburton did not have it at all. Like
he just didn't have it.
If he's gonna be that version of Halliburton, he needs to sit his ass down. Like for the sake of his own team.
I agree with you, Jay. I agree with you, but there are a couple things. Like one, it is very bad optics to have your best player sat in the final 5 minutes of a crucial game 5. So just whether it's right or wrong, it's a tough decision for any coach to make just purely based on optics, and he knows how that will look.
True.
And also, like, I am curious. We haven't seen TJ McConnell play like really extended minutes in this playoff series. Like he usually he gets it between 15 and 20. He's very efficient and very effective in those minutes. What I'm curious about is, let's say Tyrese Halliburton isn't playing game 6. Can McConnell play 30 minutes and still be that effective? Because we know he plays with all that energy, all that intensity, all that hustle. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's more manageable to do when you're doing it in like these short stretches, like 15, 20 minutes a game. Can we expand that sample size and say, all right, TJ, we need you to give us that level of play for 30 minutes? That's what I'm curious about. Like, because we haven't seen it. I think he could do it personally, but we don't really have the sample size. He's never really been a starting point guard that has had to play and carry it off and like set up an offense, lead an offense for 30 plus minutes.
I do think his entire career is a resume on why he should be a starter in the league.
Look, I'll say this. If you give TJ McConnell the starting job next game and Tyrese doesn't play, I got him for 18 and 12 easily. Floor.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely see that.
He's a floor general at heart.
Floor 18 and 12 floor.
Okay, that's a crazy floor to put.
18 and 12.
He's a floor general. I didn't say that was a floor.
In limited minutes will give you 5 assists. You give him 30 plus minutes, setting up the offense, everything.
He hasn't been doing that. Like, I want to agree with you. I want to say he's been more aggressive in the paint. Believe it or not, I see him going in the paint all the time for those layups, and I see them going in.
Hit a three with that slow grandma jumper.
So we see a game plan.
That was crazy.
We see a game plan surrounded around stopping McConnell. I don't know.
Look, and then if that's the game plan, okay. If the game plan is to stop TJ. Then everybody else is gonna eat. We're gonna trap TJ. Okay, TJ can just play mate. TJ don't gotta go out there and score 10 points. He can go give me 12 assists plus. I don't care. He can go play defense, give me a steal. But if you do leave him open, like he tells you, like he shows you, hey, if you're gonna leave me this 3 wide open, I'ma shoot it. Will I probably miss? Yes, but I got 2 last game. You gotta make choices.
That shit's like a catapult. It takes someone to start up, bro. Like that shit start from down here, and then he's like,
it's really funny because I feel like he bends his back a lot more because he's preparing to jump to get the shot off. He's preparing to jump higher to get the shot off. It's just really funny.
It's literally a little man jump shot.
I really can't hate. I do the same thing. I'm shorter. So.
I might put this in. 10 will give me 135 for a TJ double-double. Might have to do it.
How much is 10?
$10 gives me 135 for a double-double.
Oh, I'll take that.
135, take it.
I'm just saying it's 10.
If he could get it off the bench if they gave him 25 minutes off the bench.
Hey, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do my due diligence. I'm gonna wait until it gets announced.
I think a good game to tell if he were to get that double-double is last game. Because Tyrese, while he was there, he wasn't there the entire game. He wasn't there the entire game. So
if they don't play Tyrese in the fourth quarter, I really think they had a chance to win that game.
Literally, that's how
100%
good TJ was and how bad Halliburton was. Like,
because Hallie, the thing about Halliburton, he wasn't being decisive. Like he wasn't trying to be a scorer. He was forcing passes. He was barely running up and down the court because his leg was hurt. TJ McConnell was doing complete opposite. He was dominating on the offensive end. He was getting his guys open, and he was playing lockdown defense. Like as a coach, sometimes you have to make that. That's where we separate. Like
I think
good. Like and he's a great coach, but these are tiers of coaches. Like this is when you have to make that decision. Okay, I know what you bring to the team, Tyrese Halliburton, but you are not okay. So you have to go sit down, and you gotta let the dude who's going out there put in the work, who brought us back. Meanwhile, came off the bench, brought us back out of the hole that you dug us in. No disrespect. He brought you back, and then you sit him on the bench. Things get horrible. You check him in for like 2 minutes, it gets better again. Then you check him back out. Boom, whole game's over. Just like that. Thunder, once he goes to the bench, Thunder just goes on a crazy run. Game over. You can't come back from it. And it's like if you can't play, don't play. Like. I love the hero mentality. I get it. You want to put on for your team, but sometimes being a great teammate is understanding when you're needed on the floor. And Tyrese Halliburton just could not be used last game, in my opinion.
No, I totally agree. It's
said no better than that.
Yep.
It is definitely a matter of like the responsibility falls on both ends. On the one side, it is the player is always going to want to play naturally.
Yep.
Part of that should fall on the coach to evaluate what he's seeing out there and either say you're good or you're not good to go. Like I do think Rick Carlisle should have stepped in and said, Tyrese, for the better of the team, you should sit this one out. Like we shouldn't have you out there. But part of it is it's also on Halliburton, probably a little bit of selfishness in there, a little bit of ego, which understandable. You're a basketball player, a star basketball player. You're going to have that. He wants to be out there. He wants to provide these moments for his team in the finals. He knows he is usually the engine of that team. So I do get it. I honestly think a decent medium could have been to run McConnell and Halliburton at the same time. I would like to see them experiment with that a little bit more. I don't think it has to be one or the other. I think you could have thrown TJ out there and kept Halliburton out there and lessen some of that pressure on. Let TJ be the main ball handler, and Tyrese can play a little bit more off the ball. If he wants to just focus on playmaking, spacing, being out there, he could have focused on that. So
why did they play him 34 minutes?
That too. I mean, yeah. I mean, it doesn't like even. And remember, Halliburton went back to the locker room for a stretch. I want to say in like the second quarter, or like the end.
Not enough. He's still playing 34 minutes. Man, that's crazy.
It's still fresh in my mind. He did cost me some money. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
yeah, we know.
Give me 15 points.
We know.
Yeah,
I
would really have rather him play 10 minutes and just not play again than him play 34 minutes and not produce anything. Like I literally would have been at peace. Like, okay, no.
Ofer's like, that's like, come on, like sit your ass down. Like 0 for 6.
Thank you.
He should not have been in the game.
0 for 6, 4 3-point attempts.
At some point, you got
to had
Nembhard was no help either. Nembhard that fourth quarter was god awful. Like those turnovers by Nembhard in the fourth were like his ass shouldn't have been on the court either. Like throw another TJ out there. Like it was bad.
Yeah. He was only 3 for 8.
I can't fathom what I've seen, bro. Like it was just watching him play. He just it just made me mad. Like he had open shots, like not even betting aside. Like I'm talking about the flowing. No, I'm talking about Tyrese. Like
Tyrese
just the flow of the game in general. Like you come back into the game. Like the game is back. It's winnable. And there's some shots I'm like, okay, just take it. He had mid-range shots open. He had 3-point shots open. But I felt like he was just over playmaking to the point where it's like, okay,
I mean,
maybe he just didn't feel confident in his body to get to the paint or to take shots because he wasn't feeling it. Which is like, okay, at that point, put somebody in who is in rhythm.
Yeah,
like, I think that's just fair to say.
In 21 minutes of play.
And it sucks, bro. Like, like it only sucks because it's like, obviously I don't have a stake in any of these teams, but the Pacers had a legit chance to win that game. I think that's what makes things like bad for Pacers fans. TJ McConnell was really doing it. Like I can't say it enough. Every game he just plays better.
Just to add on to that, like in 21 minutes of play, 21:58, about to be 22 minutes of play, he had 18 4 assists.
Yep.
Like he can easily get a double-double, even if it was rebounds. He had the same amount of rebounds. Like he's a grinder. TJ McConnell is
final triple-double loading.
Rick Carlisle he's made little to no bad moves this whole entire playoffs. Like he's been out coaching every single series, every single game, damn near. This is his first bad decision, so I'm not really mad at Carlisle. Yeah. But next game, if you see Hallie, you're doing those pregame warm-ups, and his ass is not moving the same, he does not look good. You have to take initiative. 100%. Hey, Hallie, we're gonna sit you tonight because you're gonna be no help out there if we play you hurt. Like. If we lose without you and we lose with you, like it is what it is. Like,
and they can win without him too. I think
exactly.
They give McConnell the majority of the minutes, and I think Nembhard could probably play the other 15, 20 minutes of point guard when McConnell sits. Like they have guys who could fill that role, and maybe Ben Shepherd plays more to kind of fill time at the guard spot. They played him at stretch in these playoffs. I think that's someone Rick Carlisle is confident in. Nesmith probably gonna have to play a few more minutes. Like the minutes responsibility falls on the rest of the team, specifically the guards and wings, but. The Pacers have that luxury of they have a very deep bench. A lot of guys that Rick Carlisle trusts to put in these situations, guys that he have put in these situations before and showed up. So you're not just taking a guy cold off the bench and putting him in the finals. Like I think that team is ready to play a game without Halliburton if possible. And like I forget who it was earlier, but they said like they can't win without Halliburton. I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. I think they can absolutely win. 2 games without Halliburton, I think is stretching it if you're saying he's not going to play in 6 or 7. But I certainly think going to Indiana, you can win game 6 without him. And if that's what you need to get him right for a potential game 7, I think that should be the call.
You do it.
I think Indiana comes out with a win because of what their bench has been able to do almost every single home game this season. Almost every single home game this season, that bench has produced so much better. I don't know the numbers. I'm not even going to waste my time there.
We're just going to say their attributes at home are plus 15. They go from 70 overalls to 85s.
Perfect.
85s to 100s.
But alas, Obi Toppin has to get a little more consistent. TJ McConnell, I want to see him run the ball a lot more than what he was doing in Game 5. I understand 22 minutes of play, you can only do so much, but TJ was all over that floor. You got to keep him there from the jump. I understand who Andrew Nembhard is, but I'm still looking at TJ McConnell to start maybe in place. I understand you're looking at size. I understand you're looking at defense. I understand you're looking at different aspects when you're looking at Andrew Nembhard versus TJ McConnell. But what TJ McConnell is able to do right now, and what TJ McConnell has been able to do this entire series, mimic it over and over and over and over again. I think you start to look at Andrew Nembhard as more of the sixth man, a little more spark off the bench. Even if you did that with Aaron Naismith and try to find out a way where you're putting Andrew Nembhard in Aaron Naismith's role, and then you're taking out Aaron Naismith and you're placing in TJ McConnell. So I'm not a fan of changing lineups last minute in the finals like this because of what happened with Mark Dagnall in the first couple of games. But this is an adjustment that actually I feel like could benefit the Pacers a lot more. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
For sure.
Maybe I'm cooking a crock of shit, but who knows?
To transition this over more to the Thunder's point of view, I do want to shout out J-Dub for his 40-point game.
Yeah.
I came on this podcast. I forget if it was weekend preview last week or 2-minute drill.
Max versus accountability. Max wins.
He needs to play a better game. He needs to act like, he needs to play a little bit more within himself, play his role. Because I knew, and he did that. He heard me clearly. J-Dub was watching the podcast. Obviously, he listened. He heard me.
He's one of these 7 viewers.
You know what? If Max says that I've got to play better, then I'm going to make a conscious decision to play
I think
better.
it's
he came out and had the game of his life in Game 5. That's what I mean. Obviously, I don't expect 40 from him, but that's the kind of game that I expect from J-Dub because I do think he is that good. He's a good bad shot maker. Sometimes he does take bad shots, but sometimes they go in. He's not someone who cannot hit those shots. He's a very dynamic scorer. He was aggressive when he needed to be, but he wasn't just chucking shots. He let the game come to him. He got some 3-pointers up, which was good. He's a good enough shooter where he should be taking 3 to 4 threes a game. And he hit them. Shout out to him. Absolutely the game of his life. Shea still had a very good game. I want to say he had like 32, 33 points, 31 maybe. But the star of the show was J-Dub for sure. And this will be remembered as the J-Dub game.
I'll say this too, your favorite player makes bad shots, takes and makes bad shots. Everybody's favorite player takes and makes bad shots. And J-Dub doing that as the secondary player on this team, to me, is impressive. His mid-range shots, they go in. Do they look a little bit unorthodox and out of time sometimes in the flow of the offense? Yes, but that's just his bag. And same with that little Euro one-hand lay he does. Every time I see him take, I'm like, bro, that's probably a bad shot. That's not going in. But somehow he's just mastered the ability to craft himself between space and finish over defenders consistently. That's literally his move. He probably does that same move 3 to 4 times a game. And I'm like, okay, that's not even a great shot selection. But it goes in because that's his shot, that's his bag. That's what he practices. So for me, seeing J-Dub play like this and elevate, hey, man, I'll just say, I don't want to get that hot of a take.
Yeah, do it.
Hot take. Right, we have hot chips and hot takes on this show.
I think J-Dub, I can't do it.
He's not confident.
Can you say it, but at least not stand by it? Can you at least say what you're thinking?
No, I'm going to say, I can't say it. We won't. Keep going.
Man,
maybe later.
Do you guys?
He just reminds me of somebody.
So J-Dub set a record in
Harden?
this game. I think 22 years old to score 40 plus points in the finals game. Can anybody name the other 4?
So wait. Run that by me again. There's been 4 other. He's one of 5 under 22 and under to score that in the finals game. You're saying?
Yes.
Who did 4? Do you have the list?
Yep, I'm looking at it.
Magic Johnson.
Yes.
That's 1. Trying to think who made the finals young. Okay. Is Kareem on there?
No.
Okay.
I'll give you one more. He was on OKC.
Currently? Oh, well.
He was on
Russell
OKC.
Westbrook, right?
Okay.
Russ. against LeBron and them.
I was gonna say Russ or Durant. So Russ
against LeBron and them.
I think LeBron's probably on
two
the
more,
list,
two white guys. Last two.
Mike Miller and Shane Battier.
No.
Oh fuck!
Is it Shane Battier?
Larry Bird.
It's Shane Battier. He's black.
He did said same. He is black. My bad. He's light skinned. That's come on.
No, but the other two is Rick Barry, underhand shot Rick Barry, and the logo Jerry West.
Oh,
I should have said Jerry.
I was way off for some reason.
Wait. Rick Barry in an NBA that's including ABA finals then, no?
It has to be because Rick Barry played forever ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, but he didn't play in the NBA first. He went to the ABA, I'm pretty sure.
Same with Jerry West, right?
I'm pretty sure they merged.
In the NBA. He didn't do the ABA. Okay.
I don't think. Okay. I think the only thing that they don't really count from the ABA is their championships.
I mean, fair, but I'm like, technically that wasn't. I mean, I guess Jay never said in the NBA five.
All right, Max, you didn't guess every name. Don't complain. We ball.
And for real,
it's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm being a little salty right now, but I am looking Rick Barry's basketball reference here.
Salty like pastrami.
So, all right. So I got a question for y'all real quick.
Oh no, he did. That's right. He did start in the end. He played his first 2 years in the NBA. That's right. And then he went to the ABA for 4 years. Okay, you got me.
Oh, really?
Good stuff. Yeah.
So
I forgot there was a whole. He started in the NBA, then he was banned from the NBA for a year, I believe, or there was some legal shenanigans going on after he won, or after his second year in the NBA. Then he went to the ABA for 4 years, and then came back to the NBA. So
after this game, is J-Dub now a top 20 player, like solidified top 20?
No. In the NBA, no. That's too far.
I think he.
I'm sorry. I know I'm sounding like a bit. No.
I think he's absolutely a top 20 player now. Like it's not a. I had him top 20 before this game, but this is like solidified.
Really?
He's like in the 18, 17 range now.
What does J-Dub do bad? He's a great defender. Okay.
Playmaker.
I say great playmaker. I think his three-point is his only biggest weakness. His three-point consistency is his biggest weakness to me. But everything about that, he's a 3-level scorer, mid-range. He can finish. He can dunk on people. He can shoot layups. Everything. He can finish. He has the whole package. And he's a two-way player.
His bag has been unleashed this series. Like that left-hand scoop shot that he's doing this series, like he's literally right-handed and he's beating everybody left every single play he wants to. Neesmith, Nembhard, Siakam, everybody is food to him right now. He's cooking everybody right now.
He might be Scottie Pippen, bro.
He's literally Scottie Pippen 2.0.
He might be Scottie Pippen.
That's J-Dub right now.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, is that what you were gonna say before?
Yeah.
I heard
before
that
this season
before.
I had a feeling you were gonna say Scottie Pippen.
I had a feeling.
But does that mean SGA is?
No, we're not gonna say that.
See, that's why I didn't want to say that because then you got.
We're not gonna say that.
But
we're not gonna say.
Okay.
That.
Also, other people who try to look. Let me squash this bug too. The people who were talking about that OKC team and versus them, oh, they're more successful. Bro, that OKC team was playing LeBron James, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. This Oklahoma City Thunder team is playing Tyrese Halla, Lessa Burton, Pascal Siakam, and Aaron Neesmith. Like, come on, let's relax. Let's relax. The point of entry is a lot lower. No disrespect to what Shay's doing, because he's gonna have his chances to keep doing this with this roster and their assets. They're gonna be here for a while. But let's not act like that OKC team wasn't full of dogs. They just ran into a bigger, there's a bigger set of dogs. I'm just saying, LeBron.
I agree.
LeBron, D. Come on, let's be real. That's all I gotta say about that. Even though it's unrelated, but I seen that online, bro. Prime LeBron. We're talking about LeBron, 260 pounds with a 50-inch vertical. We might as well say dunking on fools. Like, come on, you can't stop that. You couldn't stop that. Well,
the Heat were gonna win that series 10 out of 10 times. Like,
yeah,
it's what it is.
What do you think would happen to this Pacers team if they played that Heat team? They would have lost in 3. They were lost in 2.
That's a good take. Yeah.
Well, Heat in 3. Yeah. But can we stop playing around and talk about the trade of the season, man? Please.
Oh, Desmond Bain?
I don't know if I call it season, but
Desmond Bain is an
Let's talk about it.
Magic.
Freaking season, bro.
I got some good takes about this
Orlando Magic. Whoa.
Turn on Omar.
Yes,
sir.
Nah, that's fire though.
Look,
I fuck with that song, bro.
This is equivalent to Okay, this is exactly the way I describe this trade, right? If you have the assets to go get if you have the assets to go get whatever property you want in life, and you know there's a market for it, but you're like, you know what? I'm playing on free mode. I got this stuff. I know what I want. I'm gonna go offer you the max amount of stuff I can pay for. Not even give you a chance for somebody else to make an offer. That's what the Magic did. The Magic had the worst 3-point shooting. They couldn't hit anything. I'll stand on this. If they had Desmond Bane versus the Celtics, they'd probably win. There were so many times in that game where it was winnable, but they went on cold spells where they could not hit things for like 5, 6, 7 possessions in a row. They couldn't hit a jump shot. Desmond Bane is a guy who watches. Look, we can use examples. Even there's times where John Morant goes cold, Jaren Jackson goes cold, and Desmond Bane will score 10 plus straight points to bring the Grizzlies back into a game. Now the Magic has access to that. I'm just saying. I think it was a good trade. Was it a premium? Absolutely. It was a premium price. But that doesn't mean it's not a good fit. The Magic are betting that they're going to be good for the future and that those picks won't amount to anything. Minus the Suns pick. I believe there's a Suns pick in there. And that team's going to be absolutely horrible. I'm sorry.
Suns picks are everywhere in the league.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a Suns pick.
Yeah. But other than that, I like the trade, bro. I think it's the perfect fit, to be completely honest.
It's an amazing trade, literally from a deep defensive standpoint. Because I don't think anybody outside of Magic fans understood how bad KCP was. He was so bad this year, y'all. Like, he's getting paid $22 million. He couldn't hit a corner three. He couldn't guard me. He couldn't guard Max, Omar, Earl. He couldn't guard anybody on the pod. He can't shoot. Cole Anthony was a zero. Like, literally 8 players were out on the Magic, and he would Jamal Mosey would look at Cole Anthony on the bench and be like, Corey Joseph, come in. Like, we traded 2 players. The Magic traded 2 players that they were never going to. They did not need. So you basically traded 4 unprotected first for Bane, which, like Earl said, is a premium price. But if you're going to be a top 5 seed in a weaker Eastern Conference for the next 5 to 6 years with this nucleus, those picks won't mean anything.
I agree with that one.
I do this trade every single day of the week if I'm the Magic. He literally is the player that they needed. We said on this pod, they're either going to get a Ant Simons type player, a Colin Sexton, or a Nembhard type. And Bane is better than all of them, right? Yep. There's everything better.
That's not even a conversation.
5 assists, 40% from 3. Players since 2020 to attempt at least 800 3-pointers and shoot 40%. Zach LaVine, Curry, Bane. That's the list. Like, that is what the Magic needed. Last in 2-point percentage and attempts 3 seasons in a row. Like, they literally needed this player, bro. The Magic cooked, man. This is the best trade of the offseason so far. Of course, KD's on the move, so that would be the best trade, obviously, because wherever he goes, they'll be contender. But
it depends what they give up, right? You never know. If someone overpays for KD, then
someone will overpay for KD. I do think it's going to eventually be the Toronto Raptors. I think they'll give up RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly. And
Raptors? KD?
Yeah, I think they'll give up that combination.
It is that package on NBA Central.
The only reason why I say that is because they haven't been too happy with. I guess they haven't been too happy with RJ Barrett for some reason. I think he's been doing all right, but apparently Raptors Nation don't think so. Same thing with Emmanuel quickly. They think he's really injury prone and they don't want him anymore.
But that's the fan perspective, Omar. The fan perspective doesn't matter in a case like this. I think the front office is fine with them. I don't think
when you look at that package, like, what does adding Kevin Durant to that team without those guys do for the Raptors?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I agree with you, right? I don't think
just asking, like,
I 100% agree with you.
Are we going for like a all-time sales and jersey season?
I'm not even trying to
make some extra profit around the margins type of move, or
I ain't even trying to say like.
Well, Scotty Barnes and KD is supposed to absolutely take over the Eastern Conference. That's what they're saying.
Let's not forget Brandon Ingram too.
And I'm a huge Scotty. Oh yeah, I forgot Brandon Ingram.
Then why would they need Durant? That just means they don't need Durant.
Wait, hold on.
The only reason why I say that is because there have been talks. Yeah, you're thinking about it now.
Raptors low-key have
thinking about it now.
Okay, if they do that, and then they go get Oh, they should do.
Who would they go
trade for Kevin
get?
Durant, then they should go trade and get Lonzo Ball for a good value price.
Nah.
Well, guys, we're going way too. We're talking about the Toronto.
I'm
The
just saying.
Raptors strategy
Max.
is build young. We're not talking about the Raptors trading for
what's
Durant.
going
That's
on?
not going to happen.
No, okay, look, but okay, I see what Omar's talking about because it was reported.
And the Raptors
I seen the package,
were
like it's out
the
there.
only team
And the
willing to
Raptors
give
are
that
elite.
much.
Yeah, it's not like a fake package. I seen it online. Like it's been online a lot.
I just don't get the logic of having Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and Durant on the same roster.
Look, we're never going
Brandon
to understand
Ingram-
that logic because we are not the Toronto
Scotty Barnes
Raptors.
is really their guard.
Are we understanding the logic of them trading Luka Doncic for defense? No,
That's just illogical.
but they can't be the same. They can't be unlogical as well. They can't be just like stupid.
I mean, I guess. I mean, now that the Mavericks accepted Luka press, I guess you can say, oh, anything could happen, which, like, I guess anything could happen, but, like, the odds of that have to be so low.
I would
Scotty
love to see
Barnes,
Lonzo in Toronto.
Brandon Ingram, Kevin Durant. Who's their center? Jacob?
Jakob
Jakob
Poeltl.
Earl. Why, if you're the Raptors, you have a young core of players. You have, like you said, and there were 12 months. You have your Quickly, Barrett, Scotty Barnes.
I'm not touching the
Ingram.
Knicks
That's a good
this
young
episode.
core.
I've been told not to touch the Knicks.
Yo,
this
the
episode.
Raptors have a really
I'm trying
good
to be
team of
good about
assets. Like they can make
You're
trades.
fine to chat.
A KD trade will not happen though. Like
I'm not
KD's
engaging.
KD chose those three teams: Miami, Spurs, and Rockets,
Exactly.
because when he gets there, he will sign long term, like probably
True.
another 2-3 year
But I
extension.
also
He
did
goes
hear
to any other
that-
teams is a 1 year rental.
Exactly.
But the thing
wasn't
is,
Toronto after
I've also
KD.
heard that other like these teams that he wants to go to don't necessarily want him, or they don't like the price that he's being offered at. I'll say
I think that's
it's a big
the
thing, like,
case.
a
I
lot
think-
of the teams who he listed and stuff like that before that like big three list came out. Once you put a list out there like that, you kind of lose your leverage as far as like negotiations. Like nobody's gonna straight up pay the price when it's like, okay, we know we have control because he wants to come to us. You know what I mean? So off the bat, the package they're asking for obviously is not what they're gonna get.
Can I just say this? I agree with you, but I also don't, because that's exactly what happened in Miami and how they didn't get Damian Lillard. They were waited, they were patient, they were taking their time with it because they thought they were the only team that Dame wanted them to come to, and then Milwaukee traded for him.
True, but like that's still my point too. That fits my narrative that they're not gonna overpay. Like think about what they were
100%.
asking.
Yeah,
Miami was asking what's it called? Portland was asking for so much to Miami was like, okay, you don't really have leverage in the situation. Either I'm going to pay market value or someone else is going to go overpay for it, which obviously cost you Drew Holiday and pretty much cooked that championship roster. Let's be honest. Once they made that deal,
yeah.
So question before I give this trade scenario: is De'Aaron Fox more valuable than Kevin Durant in your opinion? Like
That's a really good question, actually.
That is a really good question.
Who has more trade?
No. I think Kevin Durant. I think right now adding Kevin Durant to your win now team does more than De'Aaron Fox.
I guess, but we're just talking about trade value in general, like in a vacuum. Who has?
In my opinion,
Yes.
that is
What did Fox go for?
Yeah, what did Fox go for? I guess he was just
Chips.
traded,
I
so
can't even
that's an
remember.
easy.
Remember the
Look,
Spurs
That
didn't
trade
trade
was
any good
so
players.
bad. Like
and what did
that's
KD do with
We're
Phoenix?
storming bad here.
if I'm Phoenix,
What did KD do with Phoenix?
if I'm Phoenix, I get
He
a
was
point
great,
guard
but that's not-
in this trade. I get De'Aaron Fox in this trade for KD. I think that's the easiest trade to do. Him and D-Book played together at Kentucky. I don't know if they played together at the same time. Both
Ooh, I'll do
Kentucky
that.
alumni. They
The
need
Knicks
a
don't
point
want to
guard
give that up, bro.
desperately. Like the Suns need a point guard.
Oh, my bad.
Just-
Did I misread?
Just grab De'Aaron Fox. Like
I like
Oh.
that.
I don't understand why you keep your second pick, getting Dylan Harper, have Castle, KD, Wemby, and keep Fox. Why would why would they do that? That is way too.
Why would they keep?
that's too many
Because they
players.
reached on Fox, Jay, and like
Got-
most
well,
GMs
they just-
are kind of stubborn. Like, okay, look, this is what I meant by reach. They made a drastic decision, not knowing that they will have the second pick. Like when you draft a Harper, you're expecting him to be one of your main guards, but you have Stephon Castle on the team. You already have De'Aaron Fox, and Harper is the right choice to take at 2. So it's like, do you waste all these? Not waste, but do you make these guys play small just because you have to draft the highest talent on the board, or do you trade one of the guys on your team? You're not going to trade Castle. I mean, Castle's already proven himself as a great two-way
I love
guard.
Castle over.
I think you
Fox
trade the
as a
pick.
fit.
I think you trade the pick for
But
KD.
why? I'm not trading that pick.
I would trade Fox over the pick.
I would trade the Fox over the second
I would
pick
trade
easily.
down.
Just because I think
Easily, no thought in my mind.
I would, if I'm the San Antonio Spurs, I'm trading down to a
You're
pick
right,
where
man.
I can get somebody else for my roster.
They have 14
No.
pick too, Omar. They have the 14 pick.
They
in the
have,
draft.
but
I'm
they
still
another
dropping
pick.
out of. I'm dropping out of top 3.
Why?
Personally, if I'm the Spurs, I'm dropping.
You're saying that you can-
I'm getting more assets. I'm getting more assets, and I'm dropping down a little bit because I don't need a point guard.
What assets are going to equal Dylan Harper?
Brother,
Dylan Harper is literally
He's
a
a
hybrid
rookie.
of Cade Cunningham and potentially Jalen Brunson. He
Y'all
has
don't
that.
understand
he has
what
that
Dylan
bag.
Harper is, bro.
He's a taller Brunson.
didn't he go to Rutgers?
Yes.
Yes.
Him and Ace Bailey.
Dylan Harper to me has more promise than Cooper Flag.
That's a very. I mean, listen, I don't follow college basketball, so I guess I'm not really in a position to say.
I'm not gonna
Dan, am I lying?
Dan
Dan in the chat, big college guy. Am I lying? I feel
Well,
like
so are you saying Dylan Harper should be
I
the first
agree.
pick then?
he has a bigger ceiling than Flag. Flag, I know what he is, but Dylan Harper, I think he has like superstar, great Cade level talent.
Yes.
Year 1 to 2 off the rip.
Knicks fan Max. Knicks fan Omar. You think Jalen Brunson is great? He's 6 foot. He is a 6'5" Jalen Brunson. Literally, that is his peak.
I hear what.
Yes,
I hear what
Brunson.
you're saying, Jay. I 100% hear what you're saying. I think the only thing for me is I would be the reason I'm more on team trade the pick than keep the pick is because like you with Fox, you know what you're like. We know how good De'Aaron Fox is, and we know he wants to be there. We've seen him; he's a very good player. And the way you're talking, it sounds like the number 2 pick would have more value, arguably, than De'Aaron Fox on the market. Is that incorrect to say?
That is correct.
So why not then use that second pick to go and get a Kevin Durant, or I know they was talked about get a Giannis
because you used
on
the
the
lesser
team.
value to go get Kevin Durant. Why would I give you a diamond? Oh my! Oh
And
man!
why Spurs
bro.
and why did I break up De'Aaron and Wemby after year 1 and barely a year 1?
We traded.
I don't think
Because we got
Spurs
opportunity cost, guys. Opportunity cost. I didn't know I was going
not
to get the number
breaking
2
up.
pick,
Exactly.
But when the
Spurs didn't know they were
opportunity
going to get that
presents
pick.
itself,
There's
you
no
have to
way they thought they
reevaluate
would
what
get
you have
lucky.
on the roster, and you have to adjust. That is the game of basketball.
I don't
You're only
think
as good as your
trading
last
De'Aaron
move.
Fox is not the way to do it.
Yes, it is.
Bro,
Bro,
so who are you? So do you think Fox? You can get Durant for Fox, basically, with like
I'll do
other
it
assets
easily.
I'm not doing that.
Easily
I'm not
doing it.
that. I'm not. No.
Easily.
I'm not giving
But why-
up
Omar, why? You
a
have Stephon
potential
Castle.
all-star, somebody
worst,
who
you have
can win
Stephon
championships with
The
Wemby
rookie
as
of the
soon
year
as
at worst
2
is your
years.
starting point guard. The rookie of the year at worst is your starting point guard if you trade Fox.
I understand that. And what I'm also saying is I'm looking at the connection with a veteran point guard and Victor Wembanyama. I'm looking at a potential opportunity to do this now, to have something to build now, to where I can go win a championship in the next 2 years. I don't think that happens. Like, with all due respect, I don't know if that happens with Dylan Harper right now in the next 2 years. I think that can happen with De'Aaron Fox in the next 2 years, and then I can go get more assets later on for him after he becomes a championship, and then fully lean into my rookies if I really wanted to.
Okay, how about this?
The Spurs are in a special place right now where they can go either way that they want.
What did D Fox ever do for the Kings, success-wise in the playoffs?
We can make the argument that he never really had the opportunity.
How many years? 20 years, 25 years, 30 years?
I could argue that. Never mind.
So Omar, I have a question for you. This for Omar. So would you rather trade just De'Aaron Fox and maybe a pick swap for KD?
No.
Or would you rather trade your second pick, Devin Vassell, because you know KD's getting paid a lot. You can't just trade a second pick.
You can't just trade.
You have to include contract. So it's going to be a Harron Barnes in the trade, a Devin Vassell in the trade. You have to trade multiple players to get KD if it's not De'Aaron Fox. Or you can just trade De'Aaron Fox and you plug in Dylan Harper at the 1. You put Castle at the 2, or even Vassell at the 2. You can bring Castle off the bench because you have Castle. I think Dylan Harper is a way more traditional 1 than than Castle. Like running up the
All right,
ball.
now, Jay, I got a question.
Yes.
Earl, I got a question too. So I'm gonna open the mysterious door number 3 because you guys are forgetting that this is a pick, and you could trade picks with other picks. If I'm the San Antonio Spurs, I understand I have the number 14th pick. I also understand I have the number 2 pick. The number 2 pick yields a very good point guard, in which at this time I do not need. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trade that talent, trade it down to get more picks, to do more with my roster, to build my bench out more.
That feels like more work.
Why do you need more
Spurs are
picks?
there.
More does not mean
Let us speak.
better.
Come on, hold on. I'll let you speak.
More
Come
does
on.
not equal better. I don't
I'm
know
not
where
saying that.
If you have
But
Dylan
if
Harper,
I'm the San
I
Antonio
don't
Spurs,
want
I'm looking to
16.
round out my bench too. I'm not just looking out, bro.
Okay, I want. Do I want Dylan Harper? Or do I want 7 Kendrick Nuns?
That's not what I'm saying. It's probably going to be
just saying,
closer
like,
to 2 or 3, but it's not going to be Kendrick Nuns.
But what I'm saying is this: they don't have to do. They already have picks in this round. They don't have to play Monopoly and get more picks in the late first round. They have that covered. Second round,
I just
got
don't
that covered.
see them. I don't see them trading
They already
De'Aaron
talked
Fox
about
right
this.
now.
They see Dylan Harper as a guy to build in the future with Wemby. The pick has never been available for trade. They said that the day they got it. It's not moving. It never will move.
So then what is their move from here? Because I don't think after year 1 of seeing De'Aaron Fox with Wembanyama, barely, it would happen in the second half of the season.
But Omar, you got to realize the timeline changes. It changes. Like things happen. The Spurs didn't know they were going to have the second pick. It happened. Opportunity cost happened. They got eliminated early. Wemby got hurt, blood clot issues, and that caused them to get a higher percent chance at a top pick, and that's what happened.
Things happen like that.
Let me ask this then. Let me ask this.
It doesn't.
I'll open up. Omar's at door 3. I'll open up door 4.
Okay.
Oh my
keep
God.
the pick. You draft Dylan Harper. You keep De'Aaron Fox, and you try and trade Stephon Castle. Maybe not for like a KD level player. You're not going to get a KD level player.
Guys.
But then you get Fox.
We're
Harper,
trading the rookie of the year.
Well, okay, so who has? So you're saying Castle should be prioritized over Fox?
Y'all are no better than the yes. Castle is way more important to this organization than De'Aaron Fox right now. Yes.
Okay, yes. So you're just bought fully in on the youth. We're gonna say we're running Castle, Harper,
I'm
and
telling you
Wemby,
this right now.
I understand the youth movement.
Better than the Kings who drafted Marvin Bagley over Luka Don. That's how y'all are talking right now.
No,
that's how I feel.
I'm trying to say they keep
Harper. Why can't the Spurs use that asset? Say, hey, we plan to draft Ace Bailey here. We expect it to be compensated like we have Ace Bailey.
No. You don't
so,
need Ace Bailey.
Yes, they can.
All right, so look at this NBA playoffs. Do you guys see 3 ball dominant players on each team? Each team has 2 ball dominant players and a bunch of good role players. The Spurs would have KD, Wemby, and a bunch of good role players until Dylan Harper comes of his potential, and then he starts taking more shots.
Are the Spurs even a finalist for him still?
Yeah, KD's final 3 teams is the Spurs, Heat, and the Rockets still. I think he ends up on the Rockets. But the Spurs, I do not understand any trade that does not involve De'Aaron Fox, in my opinion. He has to be in the trade. I didn't like what I saw this season with Wemby and De'Aaron Fox, even though we had like
there was only like
sample size.
20.
I know it was like less than
even 20 games.
Yeah, but less than 10 as well. Like the sample size is not big, but I just don't see.
They obviously need time to get
a fourth quarter guy who has to have the ball in De'Aaron Fox, a fourth quarter guy who has to have the ball in Kevin Durant and Wemby, who we low key see who likes to chuck.
Or
I don't like
they can just have De'Aaron and Wembanyama and just run it the fuck back.
Yeah, if they don't get KD, then they don't get KD. But
if they have Ace Bailey,
you're not.
You have to make a tough decision.
No, I can tell you don't watch college basketball. So yeah,
bro. Omar, how
respectfully,
Flag is a lot.
I don't watch.
Dylan Harper's a lot. Dylan Harper's going number 2. It's
Dylan
not
Harper. My bad.
He's going number 2.
Dylan Harper.
We said both of them, so that's on me. That's on me.
There's no question about it that Dylan Harper is number 2.
No, yeah.
I would say like Ace Bailey to me. He's not 6'10". Obviously, we know he's a 6'6/7" small forward.
This is the kid that
ball dominant.
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong.
Not really.
Is his draft plummeting right now?
Yeah, he's outside the top 5 right now.
So then why? Okay. Hold on. So then why wouldn't the Spurs just drop down a little bit to go get him? Why not?
Because they don't want him.
Well, because apparently Harper is just that good.
No.
Oh my God.
I get it, but I'm looking at all the potential opportunities.
Hey guys, Carmelo Anthony's on the board. Why don't we just drop down and get somebody else?
That's not,
guys. LeBron's on the board. You know what? Let's not take this 6'8" athletic freak. We don't need him. Let's just go get somebody else in the
draft. You're stealing that from Dan in the chat.
All I'm saying is that the Spurs are in a precarious situation. They really can go either way.
Omar, you're a Knicks fan. This guy is literally a Jalen Brunson prototype. The footwork, the bag work.
I'm not gonna even say
it's literally Brunson. It's Brunson and Cade Cunningham. That is his player comps, and he's lefty. Lefty's automatic.
Okay, let's not act like every player that's ever been compared to a great player in the draft.
So then, are they gonna just make? Okay, so then guys, I'm looking at all potential opportunities here because no matter what, it seems like that they're gonna draft him, right? So now let's look at the possible opportunities to where we see De'Aaron Fox and him on the Spurs roster. Are we thinking does Stephon Castle maybe go 6-man? Are you like what else can you do?
6-man regardless this season. He was going to be the 6-man.
So what else could the Spurs do? Because it's looking like De'Aaron's going to stay, and I don't think the Spurs give up too much. That's what I'll say. Give up too much to get Kevin Durant.
Try and get Durant, and then you're running Harper, Castle in the backcourt, Durant, and I guess sell or insert another small forward if you want a Wemby. And that's your lineup. Is that what y'all two were saying?
Say it again, Max.
Basically, what you're saying is you move Fox for Wemby. Well, hold on. You move Fox for Durant, KD. And then you're running Castle at the 1 or Harper at the 1, some combo of those two in the backcourt. Durant, Vassell, or some other small forward, and Wemby, and that's your lineup.
Yes. And then you have Harrison. You might have to throw Harrison Barnes in the trade just for the money. Because I don't know how much
you can part with Harrison Barnes. I mean, he's a good player, but there's no world where you're saying Harrison Barnes is keeping us from getting Durant. Like,
you're still going to have Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, who we've not talked about, Devin Vassell, KD, Wemby, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Blake Wesley, whoever they have. The Spurs literally will be 9 deep. All you have to have is 9 for the playoffs.
I don't know about Blake Wesley, but yeah, no, you make a point. That's a great
team.
7.
That is
a
great
solid
basketball team, bro.
That's a great 7.
And what if they just say we're not going to trade for KD, we're not going to trade the number 2 pick, and we're going to keep De'Aaron, we're going to keep Wemby, we're going to keep everybody on our roster.
Still a solid ass team.
So Omar. Then why don't they do that?
They can. I don't like the KD fit. Regardless, but
I don't like it either. It doesn't make sense.
If they're final 3 team finalists, we have to throw the scenario out there. I'm just throwing the scenario.
I honestly kind of like that even more. I agree. I think I like that more than the KD.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't need to trade for KD.
They don't.
You basically just have 3 candidates for 2 roles. You have Harper, Fox, and Castle, and you run a year with those 3, and then after this year and 2 years, one of them gets traded for the other fit. Like you buy your time, you see how the fit works, and then you evaluate and you say, okay, there's an odd man out here. We're going to trade Castle, or we're going to trade Fox, or Harper is just really not working out. We're going to trade
Hold on real quick. Yeah.
I don't think people understand that Kevin Durant being on the Spurs legitimately bumps up Wemby's timetable like 5 years. Having access to Kevin Durant.
I think his timetable is already pretty early.
But I'm saying like that's what makes it even better. Like having Kevin Durant, one of the best scorers in NBA history, every day in the locker room training with Victor, who's already doing crazy things. Meanwhile, we add that to it. Having access to that alone on a daily basis, chemistry-wise, training-wise, scoring-wise, bag-wise, every single day of the year is valuable for the Spurs. And for that reason, if they have, obviously the Spurs are the Spurs, they're not going to pay for anything that they don't want to, because they have all the leverage in these type of situations because they have the assets.
They have a
don't they have Chris Paul there for that?
Yes. Like this is the same Spurs who traded for D Fox and didn't give up any. They didn't give up Devin Vassell. They didn't give up Keldon Johnson. They didn't give up any of their great young core pieces. They didn't give up Shohan. None of those guys in that trade. Same Spurs team. So either way, even if they don't include D Fox in this deal, they will make it. The way they make this deal, it will look like the Spurs stole it. Like that's how they've been moving the last couple of years with the amount of assets they have, which they haven't really been moving a lot in general as far as pick side. So I'll just say this: if they get Kevin Durant, the Spurs to me automatically just get scarier. Hands down.
Well, I mean, obviously that's not a conversation. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Like, do people not understand? He averaged 26.6 points per game last season, shooting 43% from three.
Damn near. Did he shoot 50, 40, 90 again?
All that.
Let me ask you this.
Let
me ask you all this. Mm-hmm. If Wemby and Durant are on the same team, who gets more shots per game?
Wemby.
Who's taking more shots?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Not that it does, but like,
who's missing? Who's missing more shots? You should be really asking. The rebounds per game on the offensive end are going down. And if not, Victor Wembanyama's going to pick them all up.
Yeah.
Hey, I got this side. Katie, imagine being the defensive game plan. Kevin Durant, you go to that side. Wemby, you go to that side. The floor is completely spaced. It does not matter if you choose left. It does not matter if you choose right. You cannot hide anyone on that court. Everyone is getting scored on. Like, it doesn't matter. Pick and roll switches, it does not matter. They're shooting. Two of the dudes in the NBA who can literally shoot over anybody and score on anybody on the same team is an absolute cheat code. And I don't think people are understanding that. And my thought process is the Spurs know this. And the Spurs are going to do their due diligence to see if they can get Kevin Durant on this team at a manageable price. And if they can, even if it includes D Fox, they are doing it without hesitation because they know what this could mean. Like, it's not even about like I see it as it's like one of those rare moments where you get a vet who's actually still a top player in the NBA who can contribute and help you win and mentor your young player and make them better for the future. Yeah. Like, this is still top 10 opportunity. Yeah. Unique opportunity. I don't think there's anybody in the league right now, vet-wise at that age, who you can add to the team. Is like, okay, he can produce at this high of a level and be a mentor. Like, it's very few. Like, this is the Chris Paul signing, which I love for Stephon Castle. Look how he played his rookie year. Great. Who did Chris Paul train with as well? SGA. Look how he's playing. He's in the NBA Finals, playing the best basketball of his life. Like, that's what you do. You get players like that to help you train. That's what the Spurs did. Yeah. This is on steroids with the Chris Paul move because Kevin Durant is gonna get you 30 almost. Like, it's a no-brainer, bro. If I'm the Spurs, it's a no-brainer. I don't care. D Fox, I'm sorry.
Look, I agree with you to a certain extent. I do feel like with the with how you mentioned with the floor and the spacing, I really think that's like a valid point with everything that you're saying here, and it's something the Spurs should think about.
I know we've been going for a while, but do you guys think that Giannis stays or he's leaving?
I don't think he leaves
another year.
But 1 second, real quick, because I think it's very vital to point out that KD is still, and while I understand with the scoring, with everything that he's contributed throughout his life, and I don't think the Spurs are really moved by a 36, 37-year-old.
But you can't just say the age without saying Kevin Durant behind it.
Okay, fine. Kevin Durant, a 36, 37-year-old Kevin Durant, who's probably one of the best scorers ever in the league.
He had a better season than some 25-year-olds last season.
I agree, man, but I also think that the Spurs have been a very ethical organization throughout their entire existence. Have you ever really seen them go splurge on a really older player like that?
But there haven't been that many Kevin Durant is a very unique example.
And we understand that. They've had other opportunities to do that too.
Omar, this is the same man who's come back from a torn Achilles. This is the only player in sports that I've seen recover from a torn Achilles ever. Like, come back and look the exact same.
Yes.
Like, KD is not doing anything that's taking a physical toll on his body. He's not slashing and falling down, trying to dunk. He's just shooting over the top every time.
Easiest load he'll have. And it's playing next to Wemby, bro. Kevin Durant, don't jump for rebound. Save your energy. Kevin Durant, you got beat off the dribble. Oh, here's my 7'7" French friend right there in the paint, waiting to block you. Like this will be the easiest slack he'll have on a team. I feel like as far as like workload. Like I hear what you're saying, bro.
That's true though.
You say 36-year-old NBA player. Go ahead and make sure you put Kevin Durant behind it, and it changes the whole context of the whole conversation easily. Just saying.
I mean, I get it. It's like you could try and wait on Giannis. You know if that's ever going to happen. You know you have Kevin Durant available, wanting to come to your team right now. Like, do you pass on that opportunity if Durant? Really
I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say this to hate on Kevin Durant, but it's not me who are saying like the teams are using him or thinking about him as jersey sales or 1-year rentals. It's these teams.
But those teams, the Spurs are not one of those teams in those conversations.
How much you want to bet they are?
They're not. You think they are getting Kevin Durant for jersey sales? The Spurs with this win.
You just said, Omar, they're an ethical organization.
They are very ethical.
you think that
take that
Kevin Durant for jersey sales and not compete?
Thanks for that reminder, Max.
Omar,
hey, man.
Every time you say something about Kevin Durant,
if I'm San Antonio, I'm smart market too.
They're getting Kevin Durant for championship jersey sales. They're getting him to sell jerseys with the finals.
NBA finals, you know that finals thing in the back? I know Knicks fans aren't used to seeing that a lot. But you know that thing in the patch they put in the back of the jersey? That's what the Spurs want. Adding Kevin Durant boosts your timeline. I don't care if you have to get rid of Mickey Mouse Fox. I do not care if it's called Fox.
I think this is just stemming from the
Boo-hoo. I have
Lakers
Dylan Harper. Okay. Oh, man, Dylan Harper, he needs a year to get rid. I have Stephon Castle, the rookie of the year. Like, what do we talk? We're good on guards. Guard depth, we're good. If it costs me, bro, opportunity cost. If I have to give up D Fox to get Kevin Durant, bro, D Fox is still young. Say Kevin Durant retires in 3-4 years, whatever. Okay, D Fox, you want to come back, be a Spur in 3-4 years? Come back. If things don't work out with my guards, like there's time, but sometimes timetables move. Kevin Durant's timeline is now. If you can add him on this team, I'm doing it easily. I don't care what the price is at this point.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously,
besides the number 2 pick. Besides the number 2 pick.
Would the Suns even do this trade for just, let's say it's Fox and like a pick or a pick swap? Are the Suns doing that?
They need a point guard.
Absolutely. He's way younger than KD, and he's De'Aaron Fox. I think the Kentucky ties.
I don't know what direction the Suns want to go in with this KD trade. Do they want to bring in like a bunch of young assets to start a rebuild? Because if they're trying to rebuild, I don't think Fox and a pick swap is a good.
I don't think the Suns want to be bad necessarily.
The Suns don't have any leverage. Barely.
Yeah, they have to try to. They have to try to be good.
They know that, bro. Think about it like this. Everybody knows the Suns are a dumpster fire, bro. You got Bradley Beal holding the whole team hostage.
Yeah,
that
how many
Bradley
years does he have left, by the way?
Huh?
How many years does he have left on that contract?
At least
3 to count.
At least 3, bro.
It's cooked. Like the Suns are cooked. The Suns are grateful.
They're in Beal Hill.
So,
yeah.
With that said, why?
And then you're gonna have Booker stand there like
when that contract is up.
That's if you gotta look at your options, whatever they're offering you.
No,
okay,
I don't know. I don't know what the other teams are offering for KD.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To be fair, I think it depends. If what I'm hearing is,
guys, I'm just looking at everything, and it's not even the fact that it's KD. Even you reported on that earlier, Earl. It's not even KD. These teams, the Suns are asking for a big ass asking price too. Like they're asking for a price that is asking for Kevin Durant to be 30. It's not reflective of what he's been doing. And while I understand he's great, and while I understand he's the greatest scorer to ever touch a basketball, I don't think the Spurs overpay or pay more than the Rockets to try and get him.
But like to add to your point, like that's just business, bro. Like when you go into a business deal, you're not going to give your lowest offer. You're going to put the maximum offer on the table, and then you're going to work yourself all the way down to the point where you were mentally willing to accept. And I think it's fair for the Suns to ask this crazy price. You'll go back and forth, and then eventually you'll get to the price that realistically you had in your head that you would settle for. That's all that is. That's what I hear about those noises.
But I do think that if you're Phoenix and you have the Spurs offer on one side that's Fox and let's say number 14. And then you have a Rockets offer that is more based on future picks and younger talent.
What's up, brother?
I think you're probably taking the Rockets offer.
Yeah.
True, but
And
nobody wants Jalen Green.
I don't know why they
Why would
don't.
the Suns want Jalen Green? But think about it. Why would the Suns want Jalen Green to have Bradley Beal?
Well, I mean, the goal is hopefully for Jalen Green to take over when Bradley Beal is finally gone. That would be the goal.
Yeah,
that
I think they.
Honestly, I don't know how realistic that is, but that would be the goal.
I think at this point, the Suns are looking at Bradley Beal like, can you please come off the bench or something? Like, we don't want to play you that much.
It's not their division, unfortunately.
Jay, what direction do they go, man?
I think that they make the KD trade for De'Aaron Fox. That is what they should do. But if they don't make any move, they still are going to be okay because they have the second pick and the 14th pick. They can do whatever the hell they want. The Spurs have the most leverage out of any, and them and the Rockets right now. Like, they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want.
They can.
Got all the young talent and all the picks. Them in OKC. All the talent and all the picks.
All right, boys. We do got to head on out. We do got to head out and do our 2-minute drill segment in the Beyond the Backboard podcast room, guys. I'm going to go ahead and link it for everybody to go ahead and join up. Go look at our stuff, and we will be there in a few minutes talking about something very, very interesting.
Hold on, Omar. I think I did kind of edge Hawks motion with my Giannis
Edge?
Hawks trade.
All right.
I ain't mean to do him like that.
All right, my bad. We let's hop into it real quick. Let's do it.
All right, so I don't know if anyone's gonna agree with this, even the Atlanta Hawks or the Milwaukee Bucks. But I think Giannis to the Hawks makes the most sense right now. If he is to go to any other team,
I don't know about the most.
If he goes to any other team, it has to be in the East because the West is stacked. I have the Pistons and the Hawks, and I have two great trades. So, Hawks trade: Karis LeVert, Zachary Risache, Onyeka Okongwu, even though it's gonna be a pain to let him go. 4 first-round picks for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And listen, that and then your team. This is gonna be your Hawks team. You're gonna have Dyson Daniels, Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Hopefully, you can re-sign Clint Capella, or you trade Clint and you keep Okongwu.
I mean, if you're the Hawks, you do that in a heartbeat. But that's bordering the Luka trade on how bad that would be for the Bucks. That would be awful.
4 first though, with
you can get that and way better talent.
Former number one pick Risache, Karis LeVert, Terrence Mann, just for the hell of it.
Oh, come on! Like, if you're Milwaukee, I hear Terrence Mann, I stop the conversation. I said, "All right, we're done."
Dyson Daniels, Dyson, and Jalen Johnson cannot be in the trade, and Trae Young, obviously.
Then Giannis isn't in it either.
That's me. All right. So,
yeah. Unfortunately, if Jalen Johnson isn't in that deal is not getting done.
If it's a Luka situation where the Hawks owner picks up the phone and hears that offer from the Milwaukee Bucks, obviously you accept that in a heartbeat. But there's no way the Bucks are making a trade, trading away the best player in their franchise history, the guy who has committed to that team and stayed there longer than any other superstar. Pretty much any superstar for any small market team ever, for Karis LeVert and Zach Reese.
The Bucks are trying to rebuild though. Aren't they trying to be bad if they're going to rebuild? Don't you want to be bad? Build around Kuzma and Risache, Karis LeVert.
Building around Kuzma and Risache.
That's the recipe to. That's the recipe to be that.
That's not fun.
But that's the Hawks. I have a Pistons trade that makes a lot more sense. So the Pistons, Jaden Ivey, Ron Holland, Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., 3 first-round picks for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Cook or not cook?
Wait, say that one more time.
Jaden Ivey.
Okay.
Ron Holland Jr., Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., 3 first-round picks for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Again, it's like I feel like if you were trading for Giannis, you need an anchor player, like a very good young player.
You're getting Jaden Ivey? Does that potential?
Jaden Ivey is that player, yeah.
I don't think he has that much.
I think you could shorten that trade by doing one little thing. You take Jalen Duren, put him in there. You take Jaden Ivey out. That's a roster that you can fuck with.
Now you got Ivey and Duren. You're like, okay, that's a little better.
And then you got Cade Cunningham, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jaden Ivey.
Oh well, you're taking Ivey out.
Yeah.
So Ivy has to be in the trade because I think they need a guard. Giannis is out for. Dame is out for the year. I think they need a guard because Kevin Porter
They
Jr.
got Dennis
opted out.
Schroeder or something.
That's not enough for Giannis. Like
Well, obviously, but
Tim Hardaway for financial
Tim Hardaway
reasons.
is a good one. That's a good. That's
Tim
a good
and
one.
Tobias because of contract.
Okay.
Jaden Ivey's not making that much yet, but he's a really good player. Has a lot of potential. Ron Holland was the 5th pick in last year's draft. Has a lot of potential, and 3 first. That is a lot. That's a lot. I don't think the Bucks. I don't think the Pistons say yes to that. That's how much is in this trade for them. But if you're the Pistons, you're gonna have Cade, Giannis, Malik Beasley, Jalen Duren, Dennis Schroeder, and others. Not gonna be a lot of players. You're probably gonna be 5-6 deep.
I don't know. I feel like a trade for Giannis. I mean, think about what Durant went for a couple years ago. Bridges, who at the time was like that anchor player,
Really
that very good, like young anchor. Cam Johnson,
Another
a good
good
role
anchor player.
plus 4 first. So I think a Giannis.
Oh shit! Breaking news from Shams: the Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers to Mark Walter, the CEO and chairman of the diversified holding company TWG Global. That's probably
that's
where
Earl turned his camera off.
that's probably where Earl went.
He's doing it. He's on
Genie Buss will
TikTok right
continue
now.
to serve a role as governor, though, so nothing really changes. Just the majority ownership does change to Mark Walter of TWG Global. Congratulations, Mark Walter. Shit. Wow. Sorry to cut you off there, but yeah, that came out 2 minutes ago.
Well, we're going to go head over to 2 Minute Drill, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So everyone follow us.
Thank you guys so
there.
much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure to follow us on TikTok. We're going to be going live there. Make sure to follow us here on Playback and in our individual room on the Playback Network. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. I will probably not break any news again per Hawks Motion's request. But again, thank you guys. Appreciate every single one of you. Peace out.
Peace.